what we think we become. I'm Lakshmikantan and this is the channel where I share with you guys a set of vocabulary I learned. In today's video, I'll share with you guys another set of 5 words with their different parts of speech, meanings and example sentences. So let's go with the first word. The first word is resonance. It is a noun. It means the quality of being loud and clear. I have 2 example sentences for this very word. The first example is his story didn't have much resonance with the audience. The second example is the 2 piano keys played together provided an example of resonance. This can also be used as a verb, that is resonate. It means to produce or be filled with clear and continuing sound. The 2 example sentences for this word are the noise of the bell resonated through the building. The second example sentence is her voice resonated through the theatre. It can also be used as an adjective, that is resonant. It also means clear and loud or causing to be loud. The example sentences are the resonant tones of the piano attracted the attention of the audience. The second example is his voice has a pleasing lilt merging tightly with the resonant guitar. In this sentence, lilt means the ups and downs in one's voice is called a lilt. The second word is retrospection. It is a noun. It means the act of thinking now about something that happened in the past. I have 2 example sentences for this as well. The first one is retrospection is in his nature. The second example sentence is in rare moments of retrospection, my mother would tell me about her childhood. This can also be used as an adjective, that is retrospective. I have 2 example sentences for this as well. The first one is the officials submitted a retrospective report of what went wrong last year. The second example sentence is the museum is having a retrospective exhibit of the artist's work. It can also be used as an adverb, that is retrospectively. The example sentences are retrospectively, I can understand where we went wrong. The second sentence is I reached the conclusion retrospectively, which means that by thinking about what happened in the past, he came to a conclusion. That is what he means. I reached the conclusion retrospectively. So these are the 2 words. Now let's go with the third word. The third word is routine. It is a noun. It means an usual or a fixed way of doing things. That is what it means, routine. Something that occurs regularly or something that reoccurs. That is what is routine. The example sentences are exercise has become a part of my daily routine. The second example sentence is the job will be easier once you get into the routine. This very word can also be used as an adjective. That is routine, which means something ordinary and not unusual or special. The example sentences are: the blood test is a part of a routine checkup. The second sentence is: they hire high school students for routine work such as filing documents. This word can also be used as an adverb. That is routinely. The example sentences are: they are routinely checked to make sure they comply with the safety standards, or the food products are routinely checked to make sure they comply with the safety standards. The second sentence is: children have been routinely immunized against polio since 1958. So that is what it means. That is to happen regularly. It's called routine. Let's go with the fourth word. The fourth word is scrap. S-C-R-A-P, scrap. This word has many meanings associated with it. The first meaning that it conveys as a noun is small pieces of food that have not been eaten and are usually thrown away. That is what it means, scrap. Pieces of thrown away food is scrap. The example sentences are: we give all our scraps to our cat. The second example is: give the scraps to the dog. This very noun can also mean another thing. That is, old cars and machines or pieces of metal that are not needed or the parts that have been thrown away or that are used for other purposes. So they are also called as scraps. I have two example sentences for this as well. They are: we sold our car for scrap. The second example is: my friend asked me if I would sell my bike for scrap. This word can also mean another thing. That is, as a noun itself, it can mean the third thing. That is a fight or an argument, especially a quick, noisy one about something that is not important. That can also be called as a scrap. The example sentences for this are: a couple of kids were having a scrap in the streets. The second example is: he was always getting into scraps at school. So here, all these three things, all these three meanings are conveyed by the same word with the same example, but it conveys three different meanings. Likewise, it can also be used as a verb. When this word is used as a verb, it again conveys three different meanings. The first one is to convert into a scrap. As I told you, like waste metals, conversion can also be called as scrap. The example sentences are: hundreds of nuclear weapons have been scraped or scrapped. Another example is: Peter felt sad to see his first car being scrapped. So here it means to change the non-used vehicles into different parts. So that is what it means to scrap. This word can also mean another thing, that is to abandon, or this very verb can also mean another thing, that is to abandon or get rid of something as it is no longer worthy enough or effective to retain. The example sentences are: we scrapped our plans for a trip to France, which means that we cancelled. Another example is: over 60% of citizens of Georgia wants to keep their flag. only 29% wants to scrap it. This verb can also mean another thing. That is, as I told you earlier, to have a small fight or an argument. The example sentence for this word is, the bigger boys in the classroom started scrapping. This can also be used as an adjective. That is scrappy. S-C-R-A-P-P-Y. Scrappy is an adjective that means something that is badly organized. It's called as scrappy. The example sentences are, I'm afraid that your last essay was a scrappy piece of work. Another example is, we were scrappy in the first half and deserve to lose. Scrappy can also mean another thing as an adjective. That is, having a strongly determined character and willing to fight for what one wants, especially in a wrong way. The example sentences are, Pete was a scrappy little kid who won't take no for an answer. The second example is, big companies are losing market shares to scrappy small operators. So that is what it means, scrappy. The final word is seem. S-E-E-M, seem is a verb which means to give the impression of being or doing something. Or you can even say something appears to be in a certain way. That is what is called seem. The example sentences for this word are, he is 28, but he seems to be younger. The second example is, she didn't seem to be happy, which means that she didn't look or she didn't appear to be happy. That is what it means, she didn't seem to be happy. So these are the 5 words we have seen for the day with their different parts of speech, meanings and example sentences. I'll see you guys with another set of words in another video. Thank you.